My name is Irrelevant. On this channel, I only serve as the archivist, a caretaker of digital ruins, anomalies, and the cases people try to bury. Every time we receive a file, I try to categorize it: hoax, delusion, hallucination, or historical residue. But sometimes, a file arrives that refuses categorization. It stands on its own, like a shard of bone that doesn't belong to any skeleton we've ever seen. Tonight's file came from a subscriber. No username, no metadata, just a compressed archive labeled Black Hill Patient Zero. Inside were several text logs, 2 voice notes distorted beyond repair, and a single photograph: a dim room, wood walls, a lantern on a crate, and a figure wearing a plague doctor mask sitting beside a motionless body on a table. The mask wasn't a costume replica, it was old, fractured leather, stitched lenses, the beak softened by age. The wearer's posture wasn't dramatic or cinematic, it was clinical. I'll read the logs exactly as they appeared, but first, some geographical context. Black Hill is a real location, a small settlement absorbed by forest somewhere in the Pennsylvania mountains. It appears on maps until the late 1890s, then disappears. Mining accident, epidemic, evacuation, records disagree. Some say there was never a town there at all, just a cluster of company-owned cabins. Most of the logs appear to be written by a man named Elias Boone, dated 1895. Elias claims to have been the last surviving caretaker of Black Hill after an outbreak of the choking sickness. Officially, no epidemic like that is recorded that year, but unofficially, Appalachian history is filled with erasures. Here is Log 1. Log 1, April 9, 1895. Our sawmill has closed on account of too many sick men. They cough at night until their throats bleed. The doctor from town said it was winter fever, but winter is gone, and still the coughing persists. The sound follows me up the ridge, even when the wind is dead still. Log 2, April 14, 1895. I buried Thomas Haskin today, not by order, but by necessity. His corpse turned black from the chin to the chest. His tongue was swollen. The body made a sound when I moved it, like something shifting inside. I thought of rats, but it was too slow. At this point in the archive, there is a gap of 2 weeks, then another log. Log 3, April 28, 1895. Today, a doctor arrived, but not from town. He came up the old logging road at dawn. His clothing was strange, a long coat of dark hide, gloves that reached the elbow, and upon his face a mask like a bird, with a long beak and round glass eyes. The children hid, the women crossed themselves. He did not speak until he reached the infirmary. His voice came hollow. "Where are the dying?" We showed him. By this point, Elias's handwriting becomes shaky. The digital file shows a photograph of the original page, smudged with fingerprints. Log 4, May 1, 1895. The doctor performs his work in silence. He carries a leather satchel filled with jars, powders, and long needles. He tests the blood of the sick, collects their sputum, places leeches behind their ears. We cannot smell the herbs he burns in the lantern. He told me not to breathe the smoke too deeply. This is where the first voice note was found, corrupted, but one line is clear at the end. He says this is not a contagion, it is a hunger. The second voice note is worse. The uploader included auto-transcription attempts. All failed except for a few intelligible words: lungs, opening, still alive. Continuing. Log 5, May 7, 1895. 3 more dead. The doctor opened them in the church, on the communion table. I did not have the heart to protest. Inside the blackened lungs he found threads. They moved like worms, but were not worms. He removed them and placed them in a jar with spirits. They shriveled and died. He said, not parasites, bloom. I asked what that meant. He did not answer. If this were fiction, the next log would be an escalation, but what actually came next was strangely bureaucratic. Log 6, May 10th, 1895. The doctor ordered that drinking water be boiled and wood be gathered for large fires. He instructed us to hang wet cloth over our mouths. The coughing men grew fewer. I believe he is helping.
Then the tone turns sharply. Log 7, May 19th, 1895. The doctor says the sickness has changed. Not all bloom the same. I saw Jacob rise from his cot after 2 days without speech. His jaw hung open. His tongue was dark. He looked at me, but not at me, like he was listening to a far-off bell. The doctor forced him down with a cane and bound his hands. Jacob struggled without making a sound. Then he lay still. Log 8, May 22nd, 1895. The doctor burned the church. I saw shapes through the windows as it burned, bodies that should not have been moving. He told me not to speak of it. The townsfolk gathered with axes and argued about whether to flee. Some begged the doctor to send a message for help. He said no help would come. He said this had happened before. This line in the file was underlined 3 times. He said this had happened before. No location, no year, no explanation. Log 9, May 29th, 1895. It is nearly over. The fires burn night and day. The doctor tends to the last of the sick. He is tired. I heard him cough once, a deep cough that shook him. When I asked if he would die, he said, "Not here." This is the last written log, but the archive includes one final file, a letter, unsigned, undated, likely written days later. Final letter, undated. Black Hill is quiet. The birds have returned. The doctor has taken the remaining jars, tools, and writings. He said he must carry them to the next place that forgets old lessons. I asked where that would be. He said, anywhere men gather and refuse to bury their dead. Then he walked the logging road until I could no longer hear his steps. Documentation ends here, but our uploader included one final note in plain text. My great-grandfather was Elias Boone. The photograph is real. I found it in our attic. I don't know what became of the doctor. Sometimes I think I see him in old plague books, in museum sketches, in woodcuts. Same mask, same tools, as if he's been fixing outbreaks for centuries. Is any of this historically verified? Not yet. Every epidemic leaves traces, but some get absorbed by myth, folklore, or medical bureaucracy. Whether the bloom organism existed or not, whether the doctor was a lone physician or a metaphor, one thing troubles me. In 2021, a virologist published a paper describing a fungal lung infection in rural Pennsylvania. The abstract uses a peculiar phrase. The colonies appear to bloom, just like Elias wrote. For now, Black Hill remains abandoned, overgrown to the point that even drones struggle to map it. But if you hike deep enough into the ridge, locals say you can still find charred stone foundations and the rusted iron cross of a church that burned from the inside out. And sometimes, if the mist settles just right, you might see a lone figure on the path, coat swaying, lantern flickering, leather mask staring through the trees. Not hunting, but tending, because some doctors don't retire.